Again, y'all had a lot of meetings recently.
Aaron,
here,
agenda?
so I'll take it.
Got it? All right. Good evening. I'll call to order the Hampton Township Council meeting for Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. And we will start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn? Ms. Fritsch? Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Shuley?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch and Ms. Blackburn are both excused this evening. All right, first item on the agenda is citizens' agenda matters. If anyone has anything that they would like to address to council, please step up to the podium and state your name and address and your concern. All right, moving on to the public hearing for 7 Brew. My understanding is we've been asked to continue this, so we are going to
Yes.
open it and continue it. Correct?
That is correct.
All right, then can I have a motion to open the public hearing for the 7 Brew conditional use application 26-01?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
We're gonna be busy.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right. Does anyone have anything they'd like to say? All right. Then may I have a motion to continue the public hearing for the 7 Brew conditional use application to, is it September 23rd?
September, the agenda
9th.
meeting on
Okay.
September 9th.
September 9th.
Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. Any other business?
No.
All right, then we will adjourn directly into our regular meeting. Jump ahead a few pages. All right, administration,
Yeah,
please.
the first item is an amendment to the stormwater fee ordinance to allow for a face payment period. Aaron, if you can go to that bill that I sent you from that random resident. So this is just, as you can see, and this has been a matter, I know it's come up at least twice since I've been here. Susan, I think you've gotten some calls on it from time to time as well
Yes.
when those bills come due. As you can see on there, the fee for a residential dwelling unit is $115. There is a discount period. There is an installment period. There is no period where you can just pay the straight $115. So what we proposed in this amendment is something that mirrors more of a real estate tax type of system where you would have the early payment, the discount period would not change. It would remain as the final day in February. There would then be through the end of March a face payment period where you could pay either the full $115 or you can begin the installment plan that month, and then the installments kick in every 3 months after that. So it maintains it as uniform. And then after March 1st would be when the penalty period kicks in. So I think that this is the least impactful way to sort of the process that our residents understand now to address this issue. It would take effect in 2027. One of the things we did talk about too with Jordan Tax Service was sending out the bills earlier. That's not something that needs to be established by ordinance, but right now they send them out the first week of February. We've asked them to send them out on or around January 20th. So it would give people more time to pay it, both at the face rate and at the discount rate. So that's what the ordinance before you tonight sort of establishes all of that, or codifies all of that.
I was a little confused by one thing, 2% discount, February 28th, penalties the next month. So when would
This is
Phase
the
B
old
due.
bill that
That-
we're looking at.
so you'd have phase due into March, penalty after
Penalty
April
kicks
1st.
kicks in April, yes.
Okay. Is this how the ordinance is written? Because it just looks like we need to adjust one word. Because if we put 5% penalty due
You got-
after,
Yeah, you are seeing the problem,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
so if
Yeah.
we just change one word, do we have to have
yes.
you still have to, because
I
the
don't know,
ordinance.
I don't know how the
The ordinance is wrong.
Yeah, the ordinance also establishes timeframes as opposed to like definitive dates. So we've
The-
kind of established.
The
this.
ordinance was originally written with the expected billing date of January the 1st.
Yeah,
We came into COVID.
yes.
and we deferred the billing until February. And it has continued that way since. So this is a good adjustment, and said individual has always paid and
Yes.
and received the $2.30 discount.
Yes, the random resident chosen to show, whose bill to show, paid on February 17th for the record.
We're also changing the due date of the
Yeah.
installment.
Yes.
It was, what,
It-
March,
it-
May, and September. Now it's going to be March, June, and
It-
September, so every 3 months.
Yeah, it was actually, the discount, the first installment now is actually due when the discount is due.
Yeah.
So this moves it, you get another month to pay the installment as well. So yes,
Cleans it up.
Yep.
hopefully.
Very nice.
Any other questions? All right, item B, please.
Yes, the home rule charter of the township specifies the manager submit a 5-year capital plan to council by the first day of August of each year. Given how complex our capital plan has gotten since the adoption of the home rule charter, this is less practical given that the controller, myself, Mr. Omasini, have yet to begin to determine the budget for 2027 at this time. It is my intention to send a draft 5-year capital plan to council by the 1st of September. Just bear in mind at that, it will be requests by department heads, and it may change significantly from the capital improvement plan that you adopt with the budget. So just a heads up on that. There will be no action. This won't appear on your regular meeting. I just wanted to update you for the sake of compliance with the home rule charter. The next item is pretty simple and straightforward, just advertising November 9th, 2026 for our budget, 2027 budget workshop, be at 6 PM at the community center, and we will provide dinner, so. All right. And now we get into the fun things. Okay, architectural services, and the one thing I'd say about this, as well as with the Knox box later, at our regular meeting, Al Cohen, J.R. Young, the Director of Facilities, Mike Pivison, and Eric Schmidt are all going to be in attendance. So you're going to get a lot more discussion there, and as well with Ms. Fritsch and Ms. Blackburn not being in attendance tonight. You know, this is something they obviously are going to, their input is desperately needed, just given the importance of this. But as you all know, we got 19 proposals for architectural services for the public safety building that would be on Wildwood Road Extension. We managed to narrow that list down to 6 for interviews, which we did with myself, Ms. Burnett, JR, Albert, Eric Schmidt, Mike Pivison, and John Schwen were all in those interviews. We actually visited several fire stations that were designed recently by the architects we considered. Based upon that, we narrowed the list from 6 to 4. I did send you all a recommendation that was the consensus of the group, but like I said, if you really want to wait until the next regular meeting to discuss this further, given the fact that you'll have other people who are in attendance in those interviews who was on those tours with us, we can certainly do that. Just one thing, and I mentioned this in my memo, there's going to be additional costs beyond what the architectural fees you see are. Trans Associates is going to design the traffic flow here because they're also doing the intersection of Wildwood and Route 8, which will be, God willing, under construction around that same time. So that'll ensure continuity there. But there's also a sanitary sewer relocation on this property that needs to happen. It's actually right under. There's a sewer main that's essentially right now right under where we would put the building. So we're going to have to move that. So just bear in mind, those are other costs that will be associated with this. But I am open to discussing this in any way, shape, or form you all would like.
I'm fine to wait.
Okay.
Does that put us at a disadvantage pushing out the advertisement by waiting? I'm sorry, awarding the contract.
I mean, assuming you're all comfortable with what you hear at the regular meeting and would be okay awarding it, then it wouldn't, if you push it until September, I mean, it won't destroy the schedule, but it delays it,
Another
so,
month.
yeah,
It's another month.
yeah, yes, yeah, so. I mean,
I'm content to wait until the interested parties are present.
okay,
Alfie, you all right with that as well?
Yeah, that doesn't bother me any. The only question, I was
Yeah, go ahead.
talking about this before, is
So you've had interviews, you've had discussions.
Yeah.
With all of these firms, so you've had 18 or however many,
19, yeah.
19 submit, shortlisted it to 6. Was there an opportunity for them to adjust their proposals based on those interactions? Because there's clarifications, there's discussions that happen, and this is a kind of a living project for them at the moment, and they're understanding or may have a misunderstanding in the initial proposal that was cleared up in some of those discussions. Was there a chance for them to adjust their scope of supply and possibly even costs associated with that?
There was, the one thing when we sat down with them, we made sure that their proposals included certain things that we were all talking about in the pre-application meeting, like the Alta survey, the geotechnical work especially, because just given Western Pennsylvania and soils and everything. There was not, I didn't get into negotiations with them on that, and there's sort of two reasons. The one reason for that is, I think when you look at the pricing, especially of the firms we shortlisted, it's fairly consistent across that, so I don't think, if there were wild swings in the pricing, I would have more concerns there. Also, this is a price that's gonna have to be good for a period of probably 1.5 to 2 years if we're under construction as well. I always worry about sort of haggling with them on the front end, only for them to get us on the back end in construction. That's kind of my.
It wasn't so much about.
Okay.
It wasn't so much about haggling. It was more
Yeah.
about the understanding of scope of supply.
Okay.
To make sure they had a firm grasp of what they had to provide, so we don't get back into 2 years and they come back and say, oh, we missed this in our bid, and now we're underwater and we would like a change order or something on those lines. It's not so much about negotiating. I just want to make sure that through the discussions that you've had, they understand, that everybody understands they're on the same page, that what they are to provide us is accurate, and I don't want them to come out like, oh, we missed this, or there was a misunderstanding, or there was something that we missed in our bid documents that was important that needed to be addressed.
And that was sort of the reason for the mandatory pre-proposal meeting. That was the point of it, was to make sure everyone was on the same page. Everyone was present when they asked questions, and then any follow-up questions they had on what is this included. Like, I can tell you that the Alta survey, for example, was a question that was asked after that pre-application meeting, or that pre-proposal meeting. They all got the answer. Every single attendee got the answer from me that, yes, an Alta survey must be included in your proposal. So, and the cost you saw, some of the firms itemized some of their proposal elements as opposed to just giving it as one solid number. So I did include in the pricing that you all saw from my initial review of the proposals was everything that we needed, including like geotechnical and other elements as well. Some did include things we don't need, like construction management. So that was not included.
Yeah, so I guess from my
Yeah.
perspective, as long as you're comfortable and the team's comfortable, that we have that we've been able to communicate the scope of supply that we need, and that they've delivered a proposal to meet that scope of supply.
And if that's the question, yeah, as far as yes. I mean, I can speak for myself. I don't know. I mean, Susan, you were in those meetings, and
I would agree.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm good.
Mr. Jerry, did you have anything you wanted to add? I mean, you were in some of those interviews as well. You looked at I mean, you went to the stations we looked at as well. I mean, I don't know if you had any.
I concur
Okay.
with the direction that we're heading, and as you stated, I think that the architectural quotes are very comparative. This selected one, or recommended one right now is not out of line. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable, and I really enjoyed the traipsing around the countryside, visiting the stations.
Yes.
It was very, very good.
He thinks I'm an aggressive driver, though.
Yeah. Well, not only that, he's yakking all the time. Yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Township
Yeah,
business.
I will just pitch in that I think one of the interesting things that's evolving, as has always been somewhat in the plans and the anticipations, is that we are on a journey with fire.
Yes.
And it was interesting to see where the other places that we visited. The only downside is none of them had EMS incorporated into their stations. So that is an extra. That's a little bit of an addition. But it was interesting to get a little bit more education. And as you know from Mike's presentation from Peters Township in the strategic planning, you know, they have a mixture of hired and, you know, the direction that inevitably we are headed. So I think that that we have a good selection of an architect that will address and understand those growth needs as we move into them.
That's good, thank you.
And then, just real quick, something that the fire department was part and parcel to this?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yeah, the president of the volunteer fire company as well as the fire chief were in the interviews, and they actually went to all the stations with us as well.
Yeah.
Between them and Alco, and they actually helped set up some of the visits. So yeah.
Good, so if we go down, we're all going down together.
Oh,
We will all succeed together.
I like
Let's
your
be optimistic.
perspective.
your perspective was similar to mine, and why I included them in the interviews.
It just saves finger pointing.
Yes. No, they're very aware.
All right, anything else regarding item D? Until 2 weeks from tonight, that is?
Yes.
All right, item E, please.
Yeah, I previously met with our insurance broker, Hub International, on the renewals for our public officials, police protection, cybersecurity, and general liability services. We did an updated property appraisal this year, and especially with a new treatment plant, that was, we went through exactly what properties were insured, where they showed up on our insurables list. Mr. Degnan was kind enough to come up and actually go through what equipment we needed to insure at the treatment plant. I was hoping to have an estimate for them on the premium as of the end of today. I did not get it. When I get it, I will send it to all of you. I think it's very possible, if not likely, that our premiums do go up, mainly because the value of appraised property went up, especially with the treatment plant.
Absolutely.
So just a heads up on that one. I don't have any direct knowledge of anything right now, and I know Nancy Bazinski, who we deal with at Hub, and Florian are really working hard to try to get us a rate freeze, but I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Do we know the status of the flood insurance? Whether that's required or not?
It's not required, Jim. I know you and I were in on that discussion with them. I mean, given the low value at which they insure us for flooding at the treatment plant, it's only several $100,000. It's almost not worth it.
And for all the efforts that we made to protect the facility, I mean, we're protected at a minimum of 100-year flood anyway, an internal to 500. I really didn't think it was a real benefit compared to what we had.
But we're not required to.
No. We're in the 500-year floodplain now. We're not in the 100-year, so no.
When Ivan came in 2005, what was that classified as? Was that a 100-year or a 500-year?
My understanding was around 480.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We're protected.
But even at the 500 level, the water is just getting inside the buildings. It's not overcoming. Yeah, whereas before, with how low that treatment plant sat, I mean, 500 years was pretty much at the roof.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Any other questions about item E? Item F then, please.
Okay, so this is why I love this job, because you get these odd requests that come to you from time to time. We got an email from a woman named Kashira Halev Fife, and I do apologize, I'm sure I brutalized her name. She's a descendant of the family that founded Congregation Torah Came. The congregation purchased this property on Wickline Road that you guys can see, that's a cemetery, in 1936 for the purpose of it obviously being a cemetery, which her family's maintained with the congregation for 90 years. Now, they've entered in since that time, more recently, it was actually, I believe it was 2026, it was actually a couple months ago. They entered into an agreement with Jewish Cemetery and Burial Association to maintain the larger parcel you see there. During that sale, what they found is that in 1941, That little property, you see that 52 by 52 property that's highlighted in red there? A woman named Lena Baskin purchased it for $500. That's the equivalent of over $11,000 in today's money, for the purpose of a burial plot for her family. No one was aware of this. And since that property was in private hands, over a 75-year period, it began to accumulate liens and penalties and interest. So they need to, they're going to need to, they're coming to us obviously asking for the liens, the penalties, and the interest to be forgiven. If you look at it, the face value for the taxes on this parcel for the township is $1.46. The total face value owed with, like, if you just looked at the face value from 1949 when they stopped paying taxes until now, is $53.53. But the amount of penalty, lien, and interest is over $1,200. So under normal circumstances, if this was a 1 or 2 year lien and it was this type of situation, we would have probably handled this administratively. Given the fact that it's 75 years and the fact that there's likely going to have to be a lot consolidation as a result of this as well, just coming to council, they're asking for the liens to be forgiven so that they can deed the property to the Jewish Cemetery and Burial Association. That's sort of what's before you now. So yes.
So that would include school district and county?
No.
Same thing?
That's just us, but they still have to go. I put them in touch with Jeff Klein at the
Yeah.
school
They
district,
would
and they have to go to the county as well for absolution of
Yeah.
their liens. Yeah, the penalty and interest I'm talking about now,
Right.
it's exclusively ours.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes,
If this property was sold to this Lena Baskin,
yes.
how can Miss Fife sell it to the JCBA, even if we absolve all the liens and fines and everything? She doesn't own it.
That was funny because Bailey at Ms. Cromer's firm actually brought that fact up to me, and she had some recommendations that I subsequently sent to Kashira.
Okay, so that
So
is being addressed.
They're going to have to address that if they want to, because otherwise they're just going to keep on accumulating tax on it until it becomes a part of a nonprofit. Yes. These type of situations happen. I mean, I've got to be honest. I'm used to buying plots at cemeteries, not lots, but yeah, this is a bit different. Not me personally. I'm used to people doing it.
It's like, is it a side hustle?
No. I'm all right. Fine. I'm familiar with the concept of people buying plots, not lots. Yeah, but these are unique type of situations that happen. I'm sure there was probably just a very insistent person back in 1941 who wanted to have the parcel in her name. So.
Well, as long as that is resolved,
Yes.
I don't have any issues with absolving the liens, penalties, and interest.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a windfall for the township.
No.
All right, any questions?
Might be easier to just pay it and move on with our lives.
Yeah.
Just the paperwork alone to make this happen.
Yeah.
All right.
The final item that's before you is consideration of adoption of an ordinance for Knox boxes in the township. We discussed this at both the agenda and the regular meeting last month. Again, in 2 weeks, you'll have Mike Divison here and Al Cohen. They can talk a lot, and Eric Schmidt has talked about his opinion on the Knox box ordinance. What makes this one different from ones that have been to council in the past, as well as ones you see in other communities, is the Knox box would not be required unless there's a change of ownership, a zoning permit, or a building permit for the parcel. So that or for the parcel or for the building. So that's pretty much where that stands right now.
Remind me, does this require a public hearing?
No.
Why does it not require a public hearing? Because last time we did do a public hearing.
No, it's not an amendment of the zoning ordinance or the saldo, it's just right? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's its
I-
own separate ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we just had a bunch of people show up.
Yeah,
All right.
I did read the minutes from that
Yeah.
time.
I
It was
remember
in
It was a
the,
little while ago.
yeah, it was
so-
in the minutes as opposed to good. So,
Okay. I say it was a little while
Probably
ago, so my
seemed
memory
like a
may be
public
fuzzy.
hearing because we had a bunch of the public upset.
Okay.
yes.
All right, so we do not need a public hearing.
No.
Any other questions regarding this? All
Okay.
right. Anything else for administration?
I have nothing.
Public safety?
I have nothing.
Community services.
Hello. Regarding rock salt, this is an interesting one. Shaycog opened their bids this past Monday for rock salt. 3 companies responded to the bid process, with American Rock Salt submitting the only formal bid. Compass Minerals and Cargill submitted no bids correspondence, so there was only one bid that was submitted. American Rock Salt's price was $160 per ton
Goodness.
for this winter season, but
Yeah.
good deal. They have a early bird special at $152 a ton if you orders placed prior to October 15th. Obviously, this is a significant increase from last year's Shaycog prices. Last year it was $88.32. We currently have a contract with the North Hills Cog, and their price right now is $95.03. And CoStar's contract, which also uses American Rock Salt, we should get that information probably mid to late September. So I'll be curious what American Rock Salt comes through the CoStar's contract, but at your regular meeting, obviously, we're going to be recommending that this bid be rejected by Hampton Township.
Yeah.
So,
We have to wait for the regular meeting.
don't have to do anything, but I would recommend that it just be
Yeah.
rejected so it's on the record.
Yeah.
So, yes. Surprising.
Yeah, that's, when you started at 100, I thought you were gonna say like 105, not 160
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
But-
Yeah, wow.
Mhm.
Do they know something about this coming winter that we don't know?
That's scary. That's very high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, anything else for community services?
Nothing unless anybody has any questions.
Environmental services, please.
Thank you, Madam President. In 2 weeks, our intention is to have before you the execution for an easement agreement with the Paxton family at 2512 Toner Avenue. This is for a 10-foot access easement through their property off of Toner Avenue to the back side of our property to allow us for access for any sort of maintenance or cleanup after flooding events along Pine Creek. So we have the easement materials ready, and there's, I believe, a meeting next week, Ryan,
Yes, next
to meet with the
Tuesday.
Paxtons. So,
So we may end up tabling this at the next meeting. I just, they seem to have gotten cold feet or they want more answers. So, yeah, we do need, and Jim and JR and I met earlier this week. We do need to find a way to get access down to the creek on that side, on the Toner Avenue side, because the way the outfall from the plant goes, it bisects that property and you can't cross with equipment to maintain down there. So we may have to look at other options.
Any questions? Right now, the homeowners are just asking additional questions?
They are,
Okay,
and hopefully we can answer.
all right. Anything else?
I have nothing else unless there are questions.
Zoning and planning,
Thank you.
please.
Given that the conditional use hearing and lot consolidation were tabled, I have nothing further to add. Everyone, of course, received the memo, but, again, we're tabling the public hearing until next month, so nothing further to add.
All right. Anyone have any questions about A through C? All right, anything else for zoning and planning?
Nothing further to add.
Other business?
Okay, so it's not on here in terms of events, but we have been advertising for the environmental advisory. You're certainly welcome to bring it up. I know Liz reached out to both of us. But they have an educational seminar on ticks that's set for August 20th from 6 to 7:30 in the adult lounge at the community center. So this is the first of their efforts to do a little bit more programming. They're actually bringing in a speaker from the Allegheny County Health Department. So they're making a concerted effort, and would encourage people to attend.
So it's on tick-borne diseases, which I personally know Lyme disease being one of those, and and Frank also, and general ticks of PA, which I've been hearing about some other tick-borne diseases that are starting to move into the area, including the one that makes you allergic to red meat. So it may be,
Yeah,
I
okay.
know, it may be worthwhile to attend. We might all be wearing them soon.
Yep.
All right, other than the upcoming community events, and we got quite a bunch of them.
Yes, we do.
Any other business?
None.
All right, anyone else have anything they want to bring up?
What movie are we watching?
Superman.
2025.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Cavill sweater. That's a farce.
I don't even know who the new Superman is. All right, if there's,
I will add that I had family members who went to whatever it was, Halloween,
Summerween.
Summerween, and they quite enjoyed it and thought it was a good event and there was a good response there.
I talked with Bill earlier today. I heard that it was very well attended, so wonderful. All right, if there's nothing else, I will adjourn this evening's meeting. Thank you for coming, Frank.
Yeah, just so you know, the other person who was here, that woman.
That's it.
Yeah.
She works for a law firm.